Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Fold Line. I am back this week with the new sewing pattern releases for August. It was quite a quiet month actually. There wasn't kind of loads and loads like there usually is, where I have so much to pick from I can't decide what to pick. Yeah, it was quite quiet, which I think is kind of nice. Last time I did this, I got quite a few comments on YouTube from people saying that I put too many dresses up, so I have tried to put less dresses in this time. Obviously each month it's quite hard because I'm kind of reliant on what people release, so there are a couple of dresses, but I have got some other things in there too, so that was a very fair point. Right, so I'm going to get going. So the first thing I've got to talk about is the Madeleine jumpsuit from the Maker's Atelier. So I put this in because I thought it was really a really interesting pattern. So this is a collaboration that the Maker's Atelier do with Brighton University. I think it's a really great idea. Francis, who owns the Maker's Atelier, goes into the university, sets them a design brief, and the person who wins gets their pattern made up for the home sewing market. And I think it's really interesting because I know a lot of design students will not even know that there is a home sewing market, and I think this is a really nice idea. So this is one of those collaborations. So the jumpsuit is a jumpsuit and a dress option. Actually a really simple construction. So it's, if you're making the dress, it looks to me like there are just the front and the back panels. So it's got a grown on sort of kimono sleeve, it's got a sort of slash neck at the top, and then a drawstring waist. Oh god, that was hard to say. So that adds the shaping, but yeah, like actually pretty simple. The jumpsuit version has got obviously kind of wide-legged trousers at the bottom. It also, to get it over your head, it's got a sort of little keyhole at the back, at the centre back. I mean, yeah, it's not going to take you that long. This, I think, would look best in something with really good drape, so a crepe, which I think is, the sample has been made in a crepe. You want something with that because if you use a cotton, for example, where you gathered at your waist, it's going to add quite a lot of bulk. So I think definitely something with drape would look really good with this. Yeah, I just really like this one, so I thought I'd start with that. The second pattern that I have got is the Barcelona dress from Marvin Patterns. I picked this because I really liked its sort of lines. It's got really interesting, the neck detail on it was really interesting. So it's quite a classic shape. It's sort of probably a classic 50s shape in terms of the silhouette. It looks like it's a full circle skirt, or definitely a half circle skirt. It's got darts just underneath the bust, but it's got these really interesting, I think they're, are they stitched down? It's hard to tell. I think they are stitched down. So then they're sort of darts here, so you're creating, instead of having the dart at the side, you've got the dart at the top. I think it gives really interesting kind of line, especially if you're using a pattern with print. I think this would work really well. The sample that she's used is striped, so you can really notice these kind of lines up the top. It looks like it's got a bound neckline, bound armholes, so actually quite a simple construction. Now I am looking at it, the actual sample, sorry I was looking at the line drawing, it's not a full circle skirt, it's a panelled skirt, it's got 4 panels, it looks like it's sort of more A-line than full circle, so apologies, I thought I got that wrong there. Yeah, I thought this was a nice shape. I think it could be really good at this kind of period where it's, in theory, the end of summer, but actually it's still sort of 20 degrees in London, or 25 degrees some days. So this could be a really nice sort of transitional piece to get us through to our winter makes. Yeah. So I've got another dress, even though I said I wasn't going to talk about loads of dresses, but this one was too good not to talk about. It's also a free pattern, and we love a free pattern. So this is from Peppermint magazine, which is a Australian-based magazine, and it's designed by In the Folds, so she does fantastic patterns. They're definitely worth checking out if you haven't. And this is called the button-up dress. So this is actually a really simple make. It's got princess seams. It's kind of, I think it looks like it's kind of relaxed fit, and then it's got buttons down the front. It also has the princess seams going down the back as well, so in terms of fit this is going to be great. I'm assuming then there's facings around the armhole and around the neckline. But yeah, quite a simple, nice make. I thought you could also crop this and make it into a top as well, which would look really nice. Yeah, just a simple kind of summer dress. And this sort of shape is so in at the moment, that sort of hark back to the 80s and early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. So it would also work quite well at this time of year, so you could wear a long sleeve top underneath it. It would also look really cute if you made it in, because it does look quite summery, but you could totally make this in a cord and then wear a polo neck underneath, and that would look really nice as well. So yeah, I thought that was a good little one. Next I have got, so I've got 3 patterns, but they all work really well as an outfit, so I thought I'd talk to you about them. So it's the Como cardi, Como top and Como trousers from Style Arc. Style Arc produced I mean, I can barely keep up with the amount of patterns they produce each month, definitely 2 or 3 each month. And I thought this set was so nice. I think sometimes, I don't know about you, but I find it hard to put some of your me-made stuff together, and I quite like that this is actually a fully formed outfit if you made each item. So I'm going to start with the cardi. Quite simple, like again, all 3 of these are actually quite simple in construction, so if you haven't worked with jersey that much before, these could be a nice place to start. So the cardigan has got, let's have a look. So it's got pockets, it's down to sort of your mid-thigh, patch pockets on the front. It's got a band that goes all the way down to the bottom, kind of a neck band. It's got dropped shoulders, and it's, I mean, yeah, pretty simple, but a nice wardrobe staple. You could totally make this in a sweatshirting. It would be so nice and cozy. It would almost feel like you're wearing a dressing gown, which is a win in my book. And on the back it's got a sort of yoke at the back, which I'm assuming adds a bit of shaping. So yeah, so you make that, then you make the Como knit top, which is so simple. You could have this whipped up in a couple of hours. It's got a V-neck, but I really like the neckline on it, so it comes up quite high round here, and it's got little, like almost like little dropped, they're kind of they're not cap sleeves, but the armhole extends, so they're kind of just over the edge of your shoulder. I think it's a really flattering cut, and I think it would look great on most people. The thing about this that I really like in terms of what fabric you use, because it's knit, you could make this in a ponte and it would be really quite structured and quite sort of architectural in look, but you could also make this in a viscose jersey, which has got a lot more drape, and I think it would also look really nice, like a sort of t-shirt but with a slightly interesting neckline. So that would be really nice underneath your Cosmo cardi. And then the final thing is the Cosmo knit pant. So this shape is everywhere, it's been everywhere this summer, and I thought it was quite cool to have something that could take you into autumn, but it's also, you could also make it and wear it just around the house because it as like a cozy outfit. So these have got elasticated waist, it's got pockets in the side seam, and I think you could make these pretty quickly. They would look great in lots of different fabrics, so I think you could, I think they're designed for, let me have a look. So they're designed for wool and sweater, like knit fabrics, but I definitely think you could make these in a crepe if you wanted to as well. I think they would work in that. a crepe that's got a little bit of stretch in it. They're just nice, and I think I just thought it was really clever to make an actual little capsule wardrobe, like little kind of outfit. I thought was really nice. So I'm not going to say that I'm going to make this, because I'm probably not. I don't have time. But I would like to make this at some point, because I think this is a really nice thing, and also you can mix it in with lots of other things, so I really like this. Up next we have got the Eloise Dress from By Hand London. By Hand London haven't released anything for a while, and obviously they do party dresses extremely well. But what I really liked about this dress is it's definitely got a bit of party, but I also think it's quite casual. So in terms of the cut of the dress, it's quite simple in terms of shape. It's almost like a shift dress, but it comes with lots of different options. So you can, basically it's all about the ruffle with this pattern. So it's got a ruffle on the hem, and you can make a maxi version with a ruffle at the bottom. You can make a short version with a ruffle. You can make ruffles on the sleeves. There's just lots of different ways to make this exactly how you want it, and I really like when pattern companies produce something that has kind of variants that you can change it so that you can make it how you like it. The other thing that it has, which I quite like, is because it's a sort of shift shape, it's got ties which go around the back, so that adds a bit of shaping, which I always like, because I like to have things nipped in around my waist. It's just a really nice shape, and I've seen lots of them up kind of on Instagram, and everyone who's made them look great in them. So yeah, By Hand London have done it again. But I am enjoying their slightly more casual move. I think it's nice to have, you know, party dresses are fantastic, but sometimes you just want something to wear in the day. So in terms of fabric with these, you could make it in loads of different things. So the world is your oyster. The samples that they've been made in cottons, which would look great, but you could totally make it in a crepe, and that would instantly transform it into like a smarter dress. Yeah, I just think it's a goodie. Next up, I have got the Soho Coat. So this comes from Tessuti Fabrics. I picked this because it's the beginning of winter. If we want to make a coat, now is the time to make it. In fact, we probably should have started it a month ago in time for it so that it's finished. Tessuti Fabrics, if you haven't looked at their coats that they offer, they really nail the simple unlined coat. They just do it really, really well. So this one is it's quite a relaxed fit. It just has one button at the front to hold it in place. It's got this sort of, it's hard to tell, the line drawings is not great, so it's kind of hard to see. It's got a sort of, the collar, I can't work out whether it's got a stand or not, but I'm thinking that it probably doesn't. It's got dropped shoulders, the whole thing is quite loose, the sleeve looks quite loose as well, so in terms of fitting it's going to be really easy. It's supposed to be kind of that sort of kind of relaxed scrunchy fit, and yeah, I think it's a good one. It also has pockets in the side seam by the look of it. I think it does. So yeah, that could be a really nice one to whip up, and it probably wouldn't take you too long either. It's a goodie. They seem to do this really, really well, Tessuti. Right, I feel like I'm whizzing now. Last but very not least, this got released literally a day or so ago, so I thought I should shoehorn it in at the end. It's the My Capsule Wardrobe Work to Weekend ebook from So Over It. This has been long awaited because the first one was so popular, and I think they've done a good job with the second one. So it's got 5 patterns, and the premise is that it takes you from work to weekend. There are some smarter patterns in there, and then some more relaxed patterns, or that everything is interchangeable so you can kind of move from one to the other. Right, so 5 patterns. My personal favourite is the trench coat. I think that's the strongest of all of the patterns there. What I think is clever about it is it doesn't have any fastenings. It doesn't have a proper stand on the collar. So in terms of construction, this is actually pretty simple in terms of a trench coat. I think this is as simple as you're going to get. no fastening, so just ties. It's a good sort of simple make. The other pattern that I liked was the jumpsuit that they have. So this actually looks, it almost looks like their 1940s wrap dress that's been sort of made into a jumpsuit. So it's got a wrap on the front, it's got pleats that go into the waist seam, and then the trousers are kind of wide leg trousers with little darts just at the side of the waist. I think this is a really nice pattern, and I think this could be great for sort of Christmas party season and wearing in the office. They've got a jersey top, which is a kind of fairly bog standard, that you can make into a dress, a nice wardrobe staple. And then what else have they got? They've got a sort of shirt dress that you can also make into a shirt. This is sweet. Quite so over it in terms of the look. It's got a little bit of a vintage feel. And then what was the last one? Oh, there's another dress that's got sort of patch pockets, I think it's buttoned down the front. Sorry, I'm just looking at my laptop. But yeah, I think these are nice sort of wardrobe staples. And definitely if you're looking for kind of patterns that work well together, this could be a nice option for you for winter. Right, I've whizzed through those last few ones. I hope I wasn't too speedy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I will pop a link down below to a blog post with all the other pattern releases for this month, and we'll be back soon with another one. Bye!